How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Bowtie Narratives, and today we have a in-depth video of a concept that we like to look at as love. Love is what makes the world go round, or it used to. There's not so much of it in the world anymore, and it saddens me. I like seeing people happy. I like seeing people smile for no reason, and I love it when people just feel joy. Whether I bring them that joy or something else brings them that joy, it's just wonderful to me. It feeds my soul. Anyway, the main points here is I want to discuss three different types of love. You've got romantic love, platonic / happiness love, and the have to love. Now, two of these loves are absolutely positively positive. They can have negative aspects, but for the most part, they are on a wholesome level. And then one of these loves, not so much. They're what the world could do without if I had a choice. Unfortunately, I don't have a choice, so hopefully I can convince you guys to make that choice. Now, the first love we're going to talk about is romantic love. This is the love that everybody wants. And I say everybody loosely because not everybody wants it, but 98% is probably a good estimate of somebody or of a statistic that everybody wants to find a romantic partner. You know, whether you're on, no matter what your sexuality is, you want somebody. You want somebody to grow old with and sit on the rocking chairs or go skinny dipping in the river when you're 90 or whatever. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. The point is, you don't want to do it alone. And that's fine. You shouldn't have to be alone. There's 7 billion people in the world. Why do you got to be alone? You shouldn't. But I think the pressure that people put on themselves to find a romantic partner is a bit too much. That's the issue. Because people freak out because, oh God, I'm 30 and I'm not married and I don't have kids and I'm going to die alone. You're not going to die alone. But you don't need to put so much pressure on yourself to fit the societal norm of having somebody to the point where you get physically sick. Seen it happen. I've made it happen. Didn't like it. Luckily, I grew out of that. And the thing is, I would much rather be alone than be with somebody that's not right for me, which is the mentality that a lot of people should have. Because unfortunately, if you get into a romantic relationship and you are pursuing that happiness, it can quickly transform into the have to love, which is what I call the love that people feel like they are guilted into. They feel like they have to love that person, no matter what the circumstances are, whether they're abusive or they don't make them happy or they are just overall a terrible match. You see this in abusive relationships when the one party can't leave, and so they feel like they have to love that person because maybe that person won't ever get love unless it's from them, and so they guilt themselves or they are guilted. I've seen this in marriages where they're like, well, we're married, so even though we're unhappy, we have to love each other because we signed a contract that said we would, and then they're stuck. They end up hating each other for 60 years, and that's not the kind of love the world needs. The have to love is mostly prominent in families, though, between usually parents and children. It's like my mom is mentally abusive or my dad is physically abusive, but I have to love them because they're my mom, they're my dad, they brought me into this world, and I should be grateful, and bleh. No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to, including loving toxic people or being in a relationship that you don't want to be in. Before the comments come in that sometimes it's not easy to escape toxic relationships, I understand that. And I'm not saying that you can't get out. I'm just saying that if there's a will, there's a way. And I'm more than welcome to helping anybody get out of one if need be. But the case is, this world that we live in, realistically, the only thing you have to do is die. You don't have to pay taxes. You'll get in trouble for it, but realistically, you don't have to do it. Celebrities do it all the time. So if you feel like you have to love someone, then maybe you need to evaluate some things and try to fix them. And if you can't fix them and you're still feeling like you absolutely have to love this person or love this job or love this house or whatever the case may be, take a look at it. Step back, take a deep breath, and try to reevaluate the situation. Because once you get out of that have to love, the romantic love often finds its way. Or if you don't have a romantic love, you find the platonic love, the happiness love. And this is my favorite kind of love, because this love is so genuine. So I call it the platonic / happiness love because it falls in the same categories. Happiness love is when you love something because it makes you happy. Yes, this could technically fall into the category of romantic love because you love somebody because they made you happy and you can't see yourself without them and you're not going to be happy if you're not with them, yada, yada, yada. But happiness love is when you love writing because of the peace it brings you, or you love collecting because it makes you feel like you're actually achieving something, or you like going on walks because you love nature and it brings you that serenity that the world around you won't. That kind of love. The happiness love. I love the happiness love. It took me probably 26 years to find my happiness love, and now that I do have it and I know what makes me happy, it's a game changer. It will change your life, and for the better, because that's what you want. You want to change your life for the better, and when you change your life for the better, you become happier. And see, it's just a big cycle of positivity, and we don't have a lot of that in the world right now. We have a lot of people that are facing depression and facing anxiety, and I'm not saying that you can't overcome these things. I'm saying, but once you do find something that kind of puts those things at ease, it makes those battles a lot easier to fight. And it's you go from an army of one to an army of a million. It's fantastic. And I hope and pray that if you are struggling with things like this, that you find that happiness. Or you have the platonic love, which are your friends, your adopted families, if you will. The people that you can count on. I have the personality that I can make friends with anybody. And I've learned to create bonds with people because growing up didn't really have that. And now I've got people, I've got brothers, I've got sisters, I've got bros, I've got best friends, I've got moms and dads, like you name it, I've got them. And I feel like that kind of love is also needed. There's a stigma on me telling my guy friends that I love them. It might make them uncomfortable, but they need to know. And so if you're watching, I love you. I mean that. Because what if something happens one day and the last thing you said to them was something not nice? That's your last words. That's their last words to you. Can't change it. Before I leave, I tell them I love them. Even if I'm going to see them the next day, still tell them I love them. Because, like I said, the world needs more love. And there's nothing wrong with me telling my guy friends I love them. Me telling my lady friends that I love them. Telling the moms and dads that I've adopted that I love them. And it's not a fake love. It's genuine because we have a bond. And I think that the world needs more of that. Just no romanticness whatsoever. Just people coming together and loving people. Because we're all trying to achieve the same thing. We're trying to get out of this life alive, and we're trying to do it happily. I think it's a pretty common goal. That and trying to survive, murder hornets and coronavirus. But all that aside, the baseline is we want to be happy. And so I think in order to be happy, you need to not put so much pressure on finding a romantic relationship or romantic love, because it will come. In its time, it will come. We need to promote more platonic and happiness love. Get out there and find things that make you happy, and chase them. Chase them like your life depends on it, because someday it might. And 3, we need to get rid of have to loves. You don't have to love anything that brings you pain. Your situation may be tough to get out of, but if you've got platonic love and you've got a romantic love elsewhere and you've got a will to get out, then there's nothing stopping you. I have full faith that you'll get out of there. You'll find everything that makes you happy and give you all that happiness that you deserved and wasted time on elsewhere. I think once we can do that, we can cut down on the have to loves and build up the other 2 loves, and we can be something. We could be a society that is actually, worth looking at. We won't be filled with hate. We won't be filled with racism. We won't be filled with just. And the thing is, I didn't even have to say a word, and you knew what I meant. So let's strive towards that. That's my goal. I want to get there. I want a world filled with love and people being happy, because most of all, they deserve it. You're not born to be sad and oppressed. That's my talk today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I really enjoyed making this. I like talking about these sort of things. I just want to get your brain churning. If you have any ideas that you want me to talk about, drop them down in the comments. If you have somebody that want them to see this, give it a share. If not, share it anyway. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening.